Alright guys, now we're up close with the IPV version 2 packaging. That's a nice little neat packaging. I'm just going to take this band off here. And right here you get a USB charging cable. Open that up, there it is. Nice little charging cable. And then you got the main box. I think this box is designed really well. I like it. It looks pretty cool. IPV version 2. Alright, open her up. Once again, sorry my nose is running. Alright, so here's a little screwdriver that comes with it, and some extra screws for the back panel. If you ask me, throw the screwdriver away. Comes with the instruction booklet. Tells you everything you need to know. And then now we're here at the device. And of course, got this little osmosis distribution card in there, and then a quality control certificate. I'm gonna set that aside. Now, let's take an up close look at this box. Alright, so on the back panel you got the Pioneer for You logo. On the front, it's nice and smooth, it's plain. And then on this side you got the Pioneer for You logo and a nice little design. It looks like stars or the galaxy or whatever. On the top of the device you have a touch sensor fire switch, and then you also have an adjustable 510 connection. This is flush. And then on the business side of the device, where everything happens, you got your fire and power button, and then the up and down wattage buttons, and then you got your O LED screen. And let's go ahead and turn it on. It's 5 clicks to turn it on. There's 5, and then you got the Pioneer for You logo that comes up there, IPV 2. Anytime you take the battery out and put it back in, it reverts to 15 watts. Sorry, it's at 7 watts right now because I didn't take the battery out. Anyway, so it goes from 7 watts to 50 watts in 0.1 increments, and you can't hold it. It takes a delay, and then it scrolls really fast all the way up to 50 watts. Now, you can vape this at anywhere from 0.2 ohms to 3.3 ohms. And right now it does say it's reading 1 ohm, which is wrong. It should say check ADDI or no resistance, or like just something of that nature. But anyway, it is what it is. If it's reading 1 ohm, I don't really fucking care. Now, I'm going to take this back panel off and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. Like I said, when you get it, throw away that little screwdriver because you're going to mess these screws up if you try to use it. So I got a set of precision screwdrivers here, and I'm just going to use the smallest one that I have right here. Smallest Phillips head that I have. I'm going to go ahead and take these screws out. Careful not to lose them. As long as you're using a good screwdriver, you have a better chance of losing the screws than you do stripping them. So anyway, screws are out. Take the back panel off, remove it. Here I got a Sony VCT5 battery, 18650 flat top battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the battery out and show you guys what it looks like up close. You got your spring down here, and then you got the positive connection up here. It does say negative, positive. Don't put the battery in backwards. It's just not smart, you know. Even if it has reverse battery protection, which I can't remember if it does. I believe it does, but still, it's not going to work if you put your battery in backwards. So just make sure you put it in the right way. And then you got the Pioneer for You logo that comes on when you put the battery back in. I'm going to put the back panel back on. Now, some people are experiencing a lip right here at the top. See, that is their own fault. If you're experiencing that, it's your fault. It's not a manufacturing defect. What you do, I'll show you how to fix it. What you do is you get both your screws started in there. Don't tighten them all the way up. Just get them started. And then what you want to do is you want to square it up. Make sure everything's flush. Hold the door. Tighten it down. And now if I did that correctly, it won't catch. There you go. Now, another thing people are discovering is that the sensor, this design, and the LED screen are being scratched, and they're receiving them scratched. That's not a quality control problem. What it is there's actually a little film on these. Now, I didn't notice it at first. My brother pointed it out to me. He's like, hey, is there a film on there? I looked at it. I started peeling at it. Sure enough, there's a protective film on there. So take that off, and it's nice and smooth, no scratches. So, yeah, overall design, I like the design a lot. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but you got your battery venting down here. USB charging port above that is 3 holes for a red LED that lights up when you're charging it, and then it turns off when it's charged. So, anyway, this device goes all the way up to 8.5 volts, I believe. So, it actually can regulate the battery all the way up to twice the battery voltage. So, I'm going to bring it out to full screen, and we're going to vape on it and talk a little bit more about it. Alright guys, so we're back, and we're out in normal view now, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons. These are just my pros and cons, what I see about the device, and what I believe are pros and cons. Your pros and cons may be different from mine, but these are just giving me my perspective. Okay. So first, I'm going to talk about the cons. I have found a couple cons with it. To me, it is kind of a con that the USB charging is on the bottom of the device, but you know what? You can put the charger in there, and you can set it on the edge of a flat table, and as long as the table doesn't get bumped, it'll be fine. Another con, I suppose, would be the touch sensor. You can deactivate it. You deactivate it by pushing the power and the minus button, and then you activate it by pushing the power and the positive button. I mean, it is fun to use at times. I don't use it as much as the regular button. But I had to mention it as a con because it is in a weird place, and if it gets wet, it's going to continue to fire if you have it activated. So I just leave it unactivated unless I'm just sitting at home chilling and I want to mess with it. Another con. It's only a single 18650 device. If it accepted dual 18650s, I think that would be much better. I'd have a longer battery life, especially being a 50-watt device. I feel like it needs a longer battery life. That's really the only. I guess another con would be is this Stellaire Cologne RDA doesn't quite sit all the way flush on there. There's a little bit of a gap. It looks worse on camera than it does in person, but it doesn't bother me that much. But even with that adjustable pin all the way down, I guess this Stellaire clone just has a long 510 connector, so it doesn't go all the way flush. But it still makes connection. I don't care that much if you're not really looking at it up close, and you're not going to see it. But now on to the pros. First pro. It's only $99.99 from where I got it. I got it from fluidvapes.com. It was $99.99, I got it, the battery, and 2-day shipping for $116 or something like that. But yeah, that's a Pro. $99.99. I think most places are around $110, something like that. Just shop around for it. But anyway, cheap device that goes up to 50 watts. Another Pro would be, I like the way it looks. I think the looks and the design is a Pro. Another Pro is you can go all the way down to 0.2 ohms. I keep it at about 1.4 ohms, somewhere around there. 1.3, I think is what it is right now. 1.2. But at 1.4, if you put it all the way up at 50 watts, that's when it's at the full 8.5 volts, I believe. Yeah, so somewhere around there. So you're getting the most voltage and most wattage at the same time. So when you set it to 50 watts, you're getting the most voltage if you're at 1.4 ohms. That's where 50 watts and 8.5 volts meet up, is at 1.4 ohms. Another positive about it would be the fast scrolling. I mean, 50 watts is a lot to go through if you're like changing from an RDA to like an RTA or even like a Nautilus. You know, something you want less wattage on. It has a lot faster scrolling, so that's pretty convenient. Another Pro I would say is it goes all, you can put anything up there from 0.2 ohms, like I said, all the way up to 3.3 ohms, I believe. It does have pass through, but I don't use it. It does seem to get warmer that way. But yeah, that's my pros and cons, and I'm just gonna vape on it real quick at 27 watts. So yeah, it definitely performs quite well, even at 27 watts at 1.2 ohms. It's doing pretty great. Now, I'm new to vaping at above 20 watts, like for a long period of time, and I have gone through about 15 milliliters of e-juice. It is 50/50 PG VG e-juice. So if you guys have any suggestions on how I can reduce the amount of e-liquid that I'm consuming, help me out. Maybe more VG will last longer. I don't know how that works. So if you can, just comment below and let me know. But yeah. That's only 27 watts. I'll crank it up to 40 real quick. It's about 40 watts. It's getting some pretty good clouds on there. I'll turn it up to 50. I don't like to, but just for you guys, I'll do it. Huge vapor. It's doing a great job, and it's much warmer vape at 50 watts, of course. And it heats up like that. Even twisted 28 gauge Canthal, it's still ramping up pretty quickly, even at 10 wraps. So yeah, overall rating on this device, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I really wish it had dual 18650s, and I wish the USB was like, the USB charging port was on this side. But I mean, it's not bad. For $100 so far, I think it's worth it. I would say, since I've only been using it for like a day and a half, I would say it would be worth it as long as this device lasts me 1 year. So for $99.99, what I paid for mine, I think it's a great device, and I'm loving it so far. Just comment, like the video or don't like it. Give me some suggestions on how to make my videos better. I know the lighting and everything isn't that great, but yeah, comment, like or don't like, subscribe. I could use as many subscribers as I can because I don't have any yet. But yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped you out. Once again, this is the IPV version 2 by Pioneer for You, and I really enjoy this thing so far. So have a good day, guys. Vape on.